Good morning, everybody. I am Jyoti Mavarkar. I am going to discuss the second chapter, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In previous chapter, reproduction in organism, we learnt what is the reproduction and what are the types of reproduction. Here, the reproduction means it is a physiological process during which an organism produces a young one of its own kind to continue the race from one generation to another generation. In reproduction, it can be divided into two types. These are asexual reproduction and the sexual reproduction. The first one is asexual reproduction. It is the transmission of genetic characteristics of a single parent to one or more daughter organisms. And the second one is sexual reproduction, means the transmission of genetic characteristics by two parents to the offsprings of next generation. We know what are the difference between asexual and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is a uniparental and the sexual reproduction is biparental. The asexual reproduction, it takes place in a lower organism, and the sexual reproduction, it takes place in both lower and higher organism. In asexual reproduction, there is no formation of gametes, and the sexual reproduction, there is a formation of gametes. And asexual reproduction, it is a fast process, and the sexual reproduction is a slow process as compared to asexual reproduction. Here, in which the sexual reproduction is better than asexual reproduction. Why? Because the young ones, they are produced from the sexual reproduction, they are differ from their parents. For example, we are differ from our parents. It is one of the most important evolutionary factor. In this chapter, we are only focusing on how the sexual reproduction takes place in a flowering plants. Uh, we need we need a lots of plants because of the some organisms, they are depending on the plants for the purpose of food, shelter, etc. That's why the plants need to be reproduced, and the plants should not be lost. It should retain over the years. For example, medicinal plants, ornamental plants, etc. And some advantages of sexual reproduction: it gives a lots of variation, and it helps to production of some commercial products. Here we are only focusing on how the sexual reproduction takes place in a plant, and which is the reproductive part of a plant. Which is the reproductive part of a plant? Yes, it is a flower. Topics to be covered in this chapter: flower, a fascinating organ of angiosperm, pre-fertilization, structure and events; double fertilization, post-fertilization, structure and events; apomixis and polyembryon. It is the diagrammatic representation of longitudinal structure of a flower. These are sepals. The yellow color structures are called petals. A green color lobe-like structure are called anthers, and the stalk-like structure are called filament, and this is the stigma, a style, ovary and ovals. These are the main important parts of a flower. Then, what is flower? Flower means it is the modified shoot, and it is considered as the sexual reproductive part of a angiosperms. We already learned the characteristics of angiosperms in a previous year. Flower, it develops in an angiosperm angiospermic plants after the completion of vegetative phase. In previous chapter reproduction in organism we are learnt or we are know about the stages of life cycle. There are mainly three stages of a life cycle. Those are juvenile or vegetative phase, second one is maturity or reproductive phase, and the third one senescence or aging phase. Here the flowers are produced after the completion of vegetative phase. Vegetative phase means a growth phase. After the completion of growth phase, the flowers are produced. When the flowers are produced in a plant, it means that plant is able to reproduce sexual. Here the some parts of a flower. The it is a stalk. It helps to hold the flower. The stalk of the flower is called pedicel. The solan part of the the solan part of the pedicel or a stalk is called thalamus. The thalamus helps to set all the parts like sepals, petals, androecium, gynoecium. They are set all the parts on the thalamus. In flower, there are four different sets of whorls or four different floral members. These are, the first one is calyx, and second one is corolla, androecium, gynoecium. These are the four different whorls, in which the calyx and corolla they are considered as the accessory whorls, and androecium and gynoecium they are considered as essential whorls. Here the first whorl is a calyx. Calyx, it is the outermost layer and it is a green in color and it made up of sepals. And the second whorl is corolla and it made up of petals. And the third one is androecium and it is considered as the male reproductive part. And the fourth whorl is gynoecium. It consists of a carpels and it is also called pistil. Here the functions of floral members. The first floral member is calyx. Calyx, it is the outermost layer. The main function of the calyx is the protection to the innermost layers like corolla, androecium and gynoecium. When it is in a green in color, it helps to photosynthesis. When it is in young condition, it means in bud condition, it helps to protect. See, this is the flower bud. That flower bud is covered with a green color structure. These green color structures are nothing but calyx. When it is in colored structure, in third picture, the calyx they are colored structure, and these colored calyx they are helps to attract the pollinators. Pollinators means those organisms they are helps to pollination. Those are called pollinators like insects, birds, some organisms. Here the colored structure or a colored calyx it helps to attract the insects. See, it is a green in color and it helps to photosynthesis. When it is in bud condition, it helps to protect the flower. It is colored structure, colored calyx and it helps to attract the pollinators. And the second whorl is corolla. It is a different color in structure. Some are yellow in color, some are white, orange, blue, different in color. The corolla has a different color. Why? Because it attracts the pollinators. And the corolla has a different scent. Scent means fragrance, smell. The corolla has a different color and a different fragrance because of to attract the pollinators. For example, jasmine flower, it has a different smell to attract the pollinators. And here some uh, petals, they are having some secretory glands. It is the petal. In petal they are having some secretory glands and secretory nectar. Nectar means makaranda. At the base of that petal they are having some secretory glands or a secretory nectar, and they are helps to attract the pollinators. And here the second oral corolla, it also helps to give the protection to the innermost layers like androecium and gynoecium. And the third oral is androecium. Androecium, it consists of stamens. Stamens. Its main function is production of microspores. They are nothing but pollen grains. The stamens, anther, it consists of stamens. It is a stamen. This is anther. And a filament. A stalk-like structure is called filament. See, the pollen grains, they are containing the male gametes, and these pollen grains, they are present inside the anther. And the fourth oral is gynoecium. The gynoecium is the innermost layer, and it is also called pistil. Pistil, it consists of carpels. It consists of carpels. The main function of the gynoecium is production of megaspores. After the completion of megaspores or after the completion of fertilization, the ovary become fruit, and the ovals become seed. The gynoecium or the pistil has three parts. This is stigma, it is a style, and the solan part is called ovary. These are the three parts of a pistil. Stigma, it is the landing surface for pollen grain. Style, it is the tube-like structure. It helps to connect the stigma and ovary. And the solan part of a pistil is called ovary. The ovary has ovals. After the completion of fertilization, the ovary, the entire ovary become fruit, and the ovals, these are ovals, and these ovals become seed. Okay, I will stop here and continue in next class.